Attempt number 83. I will get through it this time. Hi guys, long time no video. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I've had a difficult few weeks. My dad passed at the beginning of the month, so I've kind of been MIA on the FlossTube front. But I think that getting back into doing my stitching and doing my crafting and making videos will be very healing and therapeutic for me. So I attempted this video on Friday. I attempted it again yesterday. Today is Sunday, November 13th, 2016. So hopefully I will be successful with this video. I'm not going to do any editing. I'm not up for a huge project like that today. So you're going to get raw footage here from me. I just wanted to do a quick thank you for all of the comments, the kind, heartfelt comments that I got from my Instagram followers. It's greatly appreciated and very heartwarming. So thank you very much. So what have I been up to stitching wise? Not a lot, but I will show you what I have gotten accomplished. And there's the FlossTube itchy nose coming on. Alright, if you recall in my last video, I had started Thomas, and this is a design from Not Forgotten Farm, one of her older designs from 2007. And I chose to stitch Thomas on 11 count Ada because I wanted him to be a rather prominent piece in my Thanksgiving decor, which by the way is not happening this year. I still have Halloween decor up and who knows how long it will stay up. But I did finish Thomas. I started to frame him. I decided that I didn't like the frame that I had selected, so I pulled him out, and I will find something that I like better. And yeah, but I still have him on the board. So here he is in his full glory. There are a few mistakes in here. I don't care. He was a lot of fun to stitch. And my lighting today, again, is horrible, but I hope you can see him. I actually rather enjoyed stitching on the 11 count. It was a nice change. I didn't need my readers. I could do it at night. I could do it in semi-darkness. But yeah, he was a lot of fun. So that's Thomas. What else? I did, well, let me move my coffee out of the way so I don't make a mess, sorry. If you recall, I was working on Christmas ornaments for my family that my ex-husband had started many, many years ago. And they're from a couple of different books. Never a Pair from Mill Hill. Sorry for the glare. And then on Santa Season, this Santa one from that one. I don't think I had realized in my last video that all these are stitched on a larger count fabric. and my ex-husband had decided to stitch them on a smaller count fabric. So that kind of created a few issues when it came to the beading and the treasures. But I think that I've managed to work through. I did finish stitching the Santa one. Oh, that's so washed out. Maybe there you can get, I have the beads on. I have this sparkly, I can't remember what it's called, the sparkly stuff for his hat. And then I got the krennic up in the cuff. I haven't yet finished this one off. It seems like whenever I've gotten the opportunity to stitch, it's been at night. This is on dark fabric, and I just didn't feel like it. So when I have some daytime stitching, I will get back to that. I wanted to show you though on another set how I'm putting the names on and the date. So this is another pair. So I've put the date up above the cuff, and then on the other one the name up above the cuff, so that when I finish them, that will be folded to the inside and you will be able to read. They will know which ornament belongs to which person. And of course the year, because I do something every year. So that's what I've been working on with the mitten ornaments. I did manage to complete 2 of them. This one's for my son. And let me say, stitching them together was not fun. And this one is for my son-in-law. So I have 3 more to stitch together, and then I will at some point stitch one for myself. But those are the Mill Hill ornaments. I don't know if I would ever do them again this way. I don't know. I think stitching them on the perforated paper would be a good option, or on a larger count fabric, because these are just tiny and difficult to stitch. But that's where I am with those, and I hope to focus on those this month so that they will all have them in time to hang them on their Christmas trees. Okay, what else? I am in a stitch along on Instagram with Rebecca and a whole group of other stitchers. Rebecca Hedgerow something. We are stitching his eyes on the sparrow, which is from Heartstring Samplery. Take it out of the package so the glare might be reduced. Okay. This is what it will hopefully look like when finished. And my progress. I have enjoyed stitching on this guy. Every little motif is like a mini finish. So basically this is page 1, and this is starting into page 2. But I have gone ahead and stitched all the way over to the edge, so I make sure that I have enough fabric. And I'm stitching this on 36 count oil of amber by Hand Dyed Fibers, and with the called for weeks. I think they're weeks. What's it called for? I think it's weeks dye works. Well, and some channel arts. So again, this is my progress. I have a couple of mistakes. This little motif is down by one thread. I don't know if I'm going to change it. I'll just have to make sure on the other side to put it in the exact same place. And then my butterfly is has some issues, and I might go back and fix that one, but we'll see. For some reason lately, I'm not too concerned about the mistakes unless it really throws the entire pattern off. But I don't know, we'll see what happens with that. Okay, what else do I have to show you? I mean, that's pretty much all my stitching progress for the last month and a half. I do have a little bit of haul to talk about. I have a gift. I had a wonderful rack from Rebecca. She sent me this beautiful card. Thank you, Rebecca. You really did not have to do this. She sent me these amazing buttons. Can you see those? Let me see if I can find something. I don't really have anything. I am going to find a project to put these on. I love them. And then she was so kind. She sent me 2 patterns. The first one is from the Primitive Hair, one of my very favorite designers, and it's called a Stitcher's Sampler. And this is what I have, a black and white photo, so I thought I would show you this. It's beautiful. I love it. Can't wait to stitch it. And then the second one is from Willow Hill Samplings, another designer that I have a couple of patterns from that I haven't stitched anything from her, but I love it and I can't wait to stitch it. And it's called Flora and Fauna. Isn't that gorgeous? So thank you, Rebecca. Those are perfect. Those are so me. Thank you very much. My haul, it's really just a small haul, and it's kind of a carryover from my last video. I talked about, and didn't do a very good job of talking about, a website that I have been shopping at called Cobweb Corner. And she was having a sale on her Weeks Dye Works. But the main focus of Cobweb Corner is that she carries used patterns, new patterns, but a lot of used patterns, and maybe ones that are difficult to find, and her stock is changing continuously. So if you are looking for a particular pattern, it may not be out of print, but the local shops or even the online shops may not be carrying it so much anymore. So that's Cobweb Corner, and I purchased a lot of Weeks Dye Works to fill in the gaps of things that the fibers that I didn't have. So that's part of it. I also forgot to mention that if you're, I think that if you're a first time purchase, she sends a free pattern for you. And she also sends along these little, it's a wash for delicate items, so it's great for washing your stitching. And I've never had a problem with these. I don't wash everything that I stitch, but I do wash a lot. So what did I, you know, I couldn't just order fibers. I had to place an order for other things. And one of them was the Prairie Schooler Set F, which I won't go through each one of these. There's quite a few in the set, but just the little mini cards, sorry, of those. I have several of these sets. I love this little guy here. There's an Easter one, a Halloween one, another Halloween one, a Christmas one, and I think this is also kind of a wintry Christmas one. So I got those, and her prices are really reasonable too. I can't remember, I think it might have been Nicole from Nicole's Needlework who was stitching this Jenny Bean's Halloween sampler, and I fell in love with it, and this was also on Cobweb Corner. Okay, this is a pattern that I owned before and I stitched before, and I didn't like it when I stitched it. This pattern is from, what year? To be a date on here somewhere, maybe. 1993. And I had been stitching for quite a few years at that point, but I hadn't been stitching with hand-dyed fibers. And I just kept thinking, there's something wrong with this. And I talked to my local needlework shop, and at that time I was living in New Mexico, and my local needlework shop was in El Paso, Texas. Made a special trip there to talk to the ladies there, and they're like, no, this is how it's done, just go with it. Okay, so I did, and I ended up still not liking it, but I thought that's what they told me, so it must be right? But this is the pattern. It's by Fancy That. It's called Pumpkin Patch. And I'm sorry, my lighting is horrible today. Again, I don't know how to make it better. But this is the pattern, okay? I used the call for fabric, the call for thread, and I even had it framed, professionally framed. Every year I would pull it out and I would think, I hate it, but this is what they said to do. Okay, I like this part. I like this part. I even like this part. I hate the way the pumpkins turned out. So as I was pulling out my Halloween decorations this year, I thought, you know what? I'm going to restitch that, and I'm going to stitch it the way I want it and see if I like it better. Well, I went to look for the pattern, and apparently I'd given the pattern away. Who knows what happened to it. So that was during the time that I was placing an order, and like I said, I found this on Cobweb Corner. It was like a couple of bucks, so I thought, I'm just gonna buy it, and someday I will restitch this the way I want to stitch it. Okay, so that was my order with Cobweb Corner. Then I think I needed a couple of fibers from 123 Stitch. I needed to order some more treasures for my mittens, and you know, you have to order something else to make it worthwhile. And I had seen someone stitch this, Remember Me, Birds of a Feather, and I fell in love with this little cat. And I needed to have this pattern, so that was my other purchase. And then just recently I received my Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine, the Christmas edition. And if you guys like primitive things, This is a great source for some cross-stitch patterns, some great designers. I don't think there's a pattern in here that I don't like, but this one has to be my absolute favorite. And if I recall, that's by Barbara Anna Designs. And I have done punch needle before and rug hooking. I want to get back into it, but you know, never enough time. Here's another, I'm trying not to show, let me see. Another pattern that's cute. It is by Robin Lacoff. I don't know if I'm saying that properly. It's called Roly Poly Santa, and she's made it into like a little ditty bag. And let me see if I can find a few more. It's chock full of ornaments. Look how cute. This is a punch needle mitten by Roberta Jackson of Dogwood Trails Arts. Look how adorable that is. I need more hours in my day to do everything I want to do. Let me see. Sorry, there's just so many in here that, look at this. And this one is by Diane Knott. It's another punch needle. Very whimsical looking Santa. I love that. This is by Teresa Miller of Teresa's Primitive Treasures. Look how cute that snowman is. I think I am going to have to get back into punch needle. Cookie House cross stitch. That's cute. I love the display in the old tin. Just lots and lots. So if you haven't checked it out, it's called, oh wait, here's another one. It's adorable. Simona Busingline. Cute Santa. I am a Santa collector, so anything that has Santa on it, I'm drawn to. Okay, so that's it for my haul. My last thing that I wanted to talk about, and I mentioned this in some previous videos, was my stitching journal. And it's just getting jam-packed for the year. Thank goodness there's only another month and some in this year, because I don't think much more is going to fit in here. But I talked about how I wanted to do my 2017 stitching journal. And if you want a closer look at this one, this was my very first FlossTube video, was showing my stitching journal. And at that time I also mentioned that for my personal journal I use a Midori, and I love this system. I love it so much that after I purchased my, this is an original Midori, but after I purchased it, I actually made one for each of my daughters, and they're very, very easy to make. I think Pam Reed, Pam's Crafting Corner, she changed her name, I think it's Pam's Crafty Corner, has a tutorial on how to make these. There are all kinds of tutorials out there on how to make them, and you can make them out of a variety of, what's that word? A variety of products. It doesn't have to be leather. But they're very easy to make, And I had decided that for my 2017 stitching journal, I would do it in the Midori style. Well, I had planned on making my journal, but I was at Michael's, gosh, it's been a few months ago, and I found one for just less than $5. It was on clearance, and it came with 2 inserts or notebooks. In the Midori world, they're called inserts. And I thought, I can't buy the supplies to make one for less than $5. So I'm just going to get this, and I'm going to snazz it up to meet my needs. So I have been collecting things over the last few months to make it my own. Just some basic things. I bought some charms because I like to add, if you notice I have charms on this one. You can put charms on the front, on the elastic, kind of like I have on this one. So I purchased some charms, some sewing related, stitching related charms to use. I have been going through my stamps and picking out stamps that I thought were sewing related, because I'm going to be doing some stamping on them. I picked up, sorry for the glare, this little calendar at the Dollar Tree. I like to use those when I'm working on my Heaven and Earth designs to record the number of stitches I stitch per day. What I have found though, I was looking for some scrapbook paper that was cross-stitch related. Does not exist. So what I've decided to do is just find free images on the internet and use those. There's one. I think those are all the same. Oh, and you know how I like samplers, so I found that. Here's another. Just a variety of things that I printed off to use along with my stamping. I've also created what I will fold and make into the insert for my works in progress and finishes. So these will be folded this way, trimmed down, and sorry guys, and maybe you can read it. I have chart title, designer, fabric, fibers, miscellaneous, start date, and completion date. So that's going to be one of my inserts. I will have other inserts to include the fibers that I own, my wish list, that type of thing. I don't know how much of this I will make a video on. I may only do the finished product video. I don't know that I will do any type of tutorial on it. It's just going to depend on how I feel and what amount of time that I have. As we are approaching the holidays, life gets crazy, as you all know, but I do want to have it done for the new year. So maybe if I get the opportunity over Thanksgiving holiday, I might do some videos on it then. But again, you can find a multitude of videos out there on how to make the Midori notebook itself, the cover, and the inserts. If you just go on YouTube and Google DIY Midori, you'll find more than you can ever watch. And then you can just customize it to make it your own. For the covers, for the folders, I can just show you on mine, like for my personal one, I customized this cover, Don't Forget the Good Stuff, and that just has a lot of like addresses, things I need to remember for that insert. I've also made little file folders. That's the front of it. Not file folders. What am I trying to say? Just a little folder. And I made it out of a file folder. This is the back of it, and it's just wrapped around. This one is an actual Midori insert that I journal in. And that's my October one. My November one I have taken out and I've been writing in. But anyway, the whole point of that is I will at the very least show you my finished project. I will maybe do a video on how I customize my inserts, but I can't make any promises, guys. I would love to be able to tell you that I will, but I don't know. Anyway, I think that's it for the day, for this video. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for subscribing. I am once again behind in responding to any comments that are left. I'm way behind in watching videos. I try my best to comment on videos, but lately I've not been very good at that. But I do at the very least always hit that like button and give you a thumbs up. So that's it for now. I hope you all are having a great week, or you have a great week, and I will speak to you soon. Bye-bye for now.